So we're gonna go over a few features on this machine. This is a 3-axis machine currently. This will then be changed into a bevel machine, a 5-axis bevel at a later date, but going over some of the features that are native to this 3-axis machine, you have your camera right here. You can simply remove the Velcro on the camera, and then if you would like us to see anything on the machine, you can then work through any diagnostics, any problems. We can see what's going on in the HMI and help you diagnose your machine. And it's simply magnetic. It just simply falls back into position, and then you realign it and you can strap your cable back up. And there is about 6-8 feet of cord, so a guy can set that on the table. There is a screw on the backside that you can then change the orientation of the camera as well. You just tighten it down and then we're good to go again. This right here is your laser offset. This is what you will use to set your material 0. This setup on this, between this torch and this torch, is concentric, and it is also the same offset. So the center of this torch is the center of this torch as well. So you can use the laser offset very, very easily to set your work offset for your oxyfuel and for your plasma. If I remove the torch right here, the breakaway is then operated. This is a micro switch right here, which lets you know that the torches became dislodged due to a collision. There will be a lasso here that will then, when the torch is broken away, the Z-axis is down here cutting, it will then suck itself back up via hooked on this yellow cable here, but that is yet to be installed real quick. So this switch is your breakaway. This is a mechanical touch off. What this switch allows you to do is to touch off material. There could be potentially a sticker or paint, powder coat, anything that does not have ohmic sensing ability, as in it is a insulator that will then stop ohmic continuity from the tip of the plasma. Your oxyfuel does not have ohmic capability. This guy is touched off mechanically or set manually. So I can then simply take and self-center the head itself right here. Nice solid torch mount, magnetic, very, very simple. Again, this is your breakaway. This is a mechanical touch off. The plasma has ohmic touch off. If I want to swap my oxyfuel and my plasma, it will change the technology. I can see I have this little tab right here. This tab depresses this switch. You can see how the plasma is not depressing that switch. So when I swap this, the machine knows that it has the plasma torch mounted on. If I have the plasma mounted on, you are not able to turn on and off the solenoid valves that control the fuel and the oxygen for the oxyfuel. It is simply magnetic. I can then bring this over, swap this torch. Once again, self-centering. These are concentric. Your laser offset is still the same. I can then park this guy right here. It then operates this switch, now knowing that the plasma is in operation and the oxyfuel is parked. If you were to change your plasma and oxy on the HMI, how do you do that? You simply come over here into the HMI. You would then click on the lower left corner and then select plasma. Techno 1, I can then turn on my plasma via this button. Takes a second to do the initial startup on the XPR via EtherCAT communication. I then turn it off, and then I can then select my oxy fuel. So Techno 2 already active, right? New request, Techno 1. I then am now able to run my plasma. So from here, if I go back, and just for argument's sake, I go back to my oxy fuel and I select this, and I request new technology 2. I then get out of this and I go to my functions tab. I can then select whatever I want, and I'm trying to manually turn on the valves, but oxyfuel active, plasma mounted, please switch. It is telling you in the HMI that you need to switch your fabrication heads. That is simply what this switch is doing. It is stopping you from operating the oxy-fuel while the plasma is mounted via this simple switch. We use all mechanical switches. They're super easy to diagnose, super field serviceable, and it just makes it a long-lasting, super sourceable product. We do believe in sourceable products. Nothing on these machines is potentially proprietary unless it's our own in-house design, such as the Z-axis, but all the bearings and everything themselves is all sourceable via any supplier, Motion Industries, McMaster. For instance, this switch here is right from McMaster. It's like $5. It works fantastic. It's a little waterproof switch. The same switch that operates this is also a $5 McMaster switch. You can have it almost anywhere in the country in one day, and you can keep a spare on hand. They don't go that bad very often, but it is a wear item. It is a very, very dirty environment that can cause issues. In another video, we'll go over maintenance and as far as the common issues that we run into with plasma and oxy-fuel cutting machines.